What is going on, YouTube? I'm back. This time is with another deck profile. This time is going to be a mono blue or blue black skillless Goku deck. So similar kind of to the deck I played at Chicago that I posted on my channel. That deck was a black red variant. So that was using the same leader, the same skillless theme and package in Dragon Ball Super. But now obviously we're switched to blue, focusing on Gogeta Hero Revive 7 drop, because that card is just so powerful. Every time I played the card, except one time, one game, did I win this weekend. The only game I did not play it, he didn't draw the negate. I swung 30k triple strike when he was at 3, but he did get 2 super combos off his life, and it happens. He had a bunch of combo on board because he had a bunch of dudes on board. So he comboed the guys on board, the 2 super combos, everything in his hand. Basically, beat it by 5k, and then he killed me on the crackback because I was down to 1 life. And I had just comboed my hand with 2 power bursts in hand, and I couldn't sparking because I was at 1. So, it happens, but pretty much every other time you play the card, you win. It's super, super, super powerful. So just going into this meta, I felt like you had to play a deck with one of those really powerful cards. So Victory Strike, Gogeta Hero Revived, the Secret Rare Broly, something to that effect. Because something like Janemba, well, it's good. You can clearly still do well. The deck did make the finals of the event. It's just it doesn't have like any I win. Like when I play Gogeta, it's like okay, I win. If every other deck in the format is playing a card like that, I feel like you had to play a card like that as well. So I feel like Janemba is just going a little uphill. So the tournament overall was amazing. Shout out to Carta Magica, the Canadian tournament organizer for Dragon Ball Super. It's my second event with them. I went to the Montreal Celebration and now the Montreal Regional, and always a good time. They always make sure the event's fun. They make sure that the players who go have a good time. They're not going and wasting their time. Like they have side events and stuff during running the whole time. They had the main event, the open event, or the main event, yeah, the close event and the open event. They gave us a lunch break during it, so we were able to get food in the middle of the tournament. They've done that both times now. Obviously, with attendance being a bit lower in Canada than the United States, you're able to have that time little break. But it's really nice to go to those events and be able to get a lunch break in the middle. To have a talk with your friends who, when you're playing all day, you might say, hey, what's up? But you don't really get to have a conversation. So spend some time with some friends, get some food and everything. So just shout out to them. Always a good event. I'm definitely gonna go back. I plan to be going to their Niagara Regional in September 28th and 29th. So if you guys are there, I should be there. I'll see you. So overall, there was 28 or 29 players in the close, something like that. I believe like 50 something in the open. So for the close, there's going to be 7 invites. In the floor rules, it states that no matter what's a top 16. So going in, I was like, okay, you go like 3-2, you're guaranteed. You go 2-2-1, you can slide in like or depending on if there were draws 2-3, but basically 2-2-1. You could slide into top. So I wasn't worried about making it, that top 16 cut really. I felt confident in skillless. I played the deck before. It really fits my play style. So round 1, I ended up playing a mirror match, but he was playing the yellow, mono yellow, so or black yellow. So that match I felt favored in my favor because we're basically doing the same thing, except I have access to Gogeta to just end the game, where he only has Demigra as his only bomb, which is why I believe that blue skillless is just the strongest form right now, because you don't have a bomb in the other versions. The red deck does its own thing, so I do like the red deck as well because it's a much more aggressive version. But I feel like yellow for like Mutaito and stuff, it probably isn't worth it on its own, and obviously we haven't really seen a successful green variant. So I just think blue is the stronger variant out of all the skills decks right now. Round 2, I played it against Baby Vegeta. So I got my revenge because he had beaten me in the Chicago Team Wars final in a skillless mirror match. So got to get my revenge on Tyler there. Then I played, what did I play next? I played Toa. Yeah, I played Toa and I got bodied. That was my only loss. So his Toa deck was playing the skillless Goku 1-drop. and 4-star ball already, just to have like infinite combo. And then when he's playing versus Skillless, he can basically take your Goku and search for his 4-star ball. And he had multiple 4-stars balls. So basically, I'm like attacking. He's like, I combo like 2 or 3 4-star balls, and he's just picking them back up. Because like I don't have board removal. Like Skillless doesn't really have a lot of removal, if any. And so I can't really get their Gokus off the board. And then he's able to just use his Goku and the Goku he stole from me to just keep filtering those balls back and comboing with them, so to put on pressure and protect his life. So that was a really good deck. Then I played against Janemba versus Eric, who ended up winning the regional. I ended up winning that 2-0. Janemba's a pretty favored matchup for me. Game 1, I didn't see Goku or the ball till turn 6, but I objectioned, dropped Gogeta on basically my turn 4, and just kept swinging with it. Couldn't kill it. I'm like, swing with Gogeta, and then started putting on more pressure after that. And I believe I closed up that game with a Fu or a Demigra. And then game 2, it was a Gogeta, and then I believe a Fu or a Demigra as well. I believe it was Demigra game 1, Fu game 2, something like that. But both of those overwhelm cards really helped me in that matchup. And then going into the last round, I played Michael, who ended up getting 3rd place. He was playing Shenron Gogeta. I squeaked that one out by the skin of my teeth. I even told him I sacked him. I'll be honest. Like, it didn't matter. We were both topping. It was just for seeding. But the last card I could draw, like, I needed to see Sensu Bean. I was on my turn 5. He was about to Gogeta me. And I didn't have. I had Gogeta, but I needed. What was it? Like, I needed, like, Goku Vanilla or something like that. I was missing one of the Vanilla. So I played Pan, swung with Pan, ripped a life, ripped the Vanilla off my life, super comboed, drew Sensu Bean, so I could go back up to 5 energy, comboed a few, like 2 or 3 other cards, so I would have 8 in my drop, so I could tap 5 and fuse that Gogeta out and shuffle his hand back in before he could Gogeta me. So that was just an, obviously like that stuff happens, but I don't think I should have won that game. But regardless, that was really just for seeding anyway. Going into top 16, I played against Nicholas, who was also playing Shenron Gogeta. His was just mono blue though, no yellow. So post side, I felt really good setting in Mafuba because I'm sorry, he doesn't have battering. So hit him with Mafuba. And that's just pretty much the game ender if you hit it on their Gogeta ult. I ended up winning game 1. Going second, I hit objection. He didn't Gogeta on 5. I think he, like, at all costs, he didn't have the 2. I don't know if he didn't have the 2 fusion pieces, didn't have the Gogeta. I'm assuming the 2 fusion pieces. And then I Gogeta'd him back and was able to take that game. Game 2, I drew super bad, didn't draw a Goku ball or anything. He played Crisis Crusher on 1. I literally didn't play a battle card until turn 6. I just sat there and attacked with my leader until he was flipped to Shenron 15 side. And then I just passed. I just sat there and I couldn't do anything because I didn't have 4-star ball, didn't have Goku, and I just got straight bodied. And then, actually no, that's the game. I had just Mafuba in my hand. I just kept it in my hand. He had swung, used the Gogeta ult and everything, and I Mafuba'd it because he did it on Vegeta. And I was like, all right, now I might actually come back in the game. He's back to a 10k. He was at like 4. No, he used Vegeta's effect, so he was at like 3 or 2 life or something like that. Yeah, he was at 3 life because he was at 5, went to 3. Next turn or something, I like saw 4-star or whatever, did some things, awakened, and played Gogeta, and then swung with the Gogeta, and that's when he had got the super combos. But he had already done a bunch of damage the turn before from other stuff, so that one happened. Game 3, I ended up going first, Gogetaing on 5, and won the game that way. So, or no, actually no. He stopped me that game. Turn 5, I swung. So what I would normally do is if I couldn't fill my drop early, like if they wouldn't awaken me, I couldn't fill my drop, I would just combo, like 6 cards on that turn. I don't care, combo, 6 cards, go to 8 cards, fuse your Gogeta, and you pretty much lose. So he was tapped out, and I swung, he sparking negated, I swung, he sparking negated again, so I couldn't combo any cards. So I was like, damn, like, I was like, I'm about to just lose, so I thought he was going to Gogeta me, and he didn't, or he did. He Gogeta'd me, and he brought back Shenron to set up the game next turn because he had Shenron to give a crit and Gogeta. The one misplay he made was he could have attacked that turn with crit. He just chose not to attack and just done 3 life. He just chose not to do 3 crit life, which just wasn't ideal. Then on my turn, off the Goji, I drew the 1-drop Goku, played Goku, search 4-star ball, 4-star ball into a Mafuba, and I think it was a Power Burst. And at that point, I was like, I just have to pressure him out. Like, he's at a low life. I had already pressured him a bunch. And basically, next turn, he's going to use Goji's effect. And I just had to hit him with the Mafuba. Hit him with the Mafuba, which, to be fair, like, I did have the blue open. He knew I said Mafuba in, but he was only at 2 life, and I was just searched Deborah. And, like, if he didn't, I don't think he had an answer for my Goku, so I was going to go get another Deborah next turn. Like, I was going to put a ton of pressure on him, so he kind of did have to go for game. But the Mafuba was just so good there. Um, then I played Janemba in top 8. I ended up winning 2-0. So that match was Janemba's not favor them. Top 4, I ended up playing Scott Dashi. He ended up giving me the win because he didn't care. And then because all he cared about was securing the Nationals invite. So at that point, we were already both secure our Nationals invite. So he scooped. I went into the finals to play Eric, who I played in round 4. And there's no prize discrepancy. Like, there's literally first place, second place, and third place get exactly the same thing. There's absolutely no difference. So I just scooped. There was 0 point to sit there and play. I knew he said that he wanted, like, to win the event, and honestly, I preferred to leave because I had homework that I had to do that night. So I preferred to just leave earlier, an hour earlier, instead of playing the match, because there was really no point to play. Where whoever wins is getting nothing extra, not even like the trophy or anything. There's no trophy, so it was fine. Like, Eric, he's if you guys don't know him, he's one of Danny Hype and Zuhair's friends from the Toronto area. He's a really cool dude. I met him a few times before, so glad he got his win under his belt. And everyone had a good weekend. Made some money. Got to my Nats invite. It was just overall a great weekend. Real quickly, I'm gonna get into the deck, obviously, because spent a good amount of time talking about the tournament. So, like I said, it was skillless vanilla Goku. Leader, if you guys don't know, reveal 4-star ball, draw a card, get plus 5k. On this side, reveal 4-star ball, draw 2, discard 1. I ended up playing 3-pan. I just wanted to make sure that I saw this in matchups, or I needed to see it like versus Shenron and stuff before, like, if they had Crisis Crusher or Goku FR. Obviously, this stops that, or those stop this. But I still wanted to have the option of seeing this. I originally was gonna play an at all cost Vegeta or 2, and I took them out. I will probably at least side them again, because versus FR Goku, you have no way to awaken, and that's pretty bad for the Shenron matchup. You kind of needed a way to awaken to start filtering cards and getting what you need to start putting on pressure. I played 3 Android 8. This was really just for space concerns. I really like this card, but I just didn't feel like I needed 4, so I felt 3 was going to be fine for the event. It ended up being fine. I didn't need it that much, but it did definitely come in handy a few times just from having the Son Goku on board. It was just such a threat where they couldn't make plays that they would want to make. For Goku, this card is obviously just insane. It's the core of the deck. If you start off turn 1 with this and your opponent doesn't kill it, you're at such a huge advantage. Like, it activates your leader effect that first turn, and pretty much for the rest of the game, you now have your activator. And then on your turn 2, you can just pay 2, go get a 30k, and then start putting on pressure. If they don't kill that, or don't kill Goku or the 30k, you just go get another 30k. And you have 2 30ks, or even if they kill the 30k, you go get Goku, go get another 30k from deck, or special one from drop. Just, the card just does so much. Also, that interaction with Android 8, it's the core of the deck. The card's so good. It's even seen play in Toa now, just for the utility it provides of getting 4-star ball every turn. 2 Hidden Power E Supreme Kai. So this is just because you don't have a lot of natural, like, double strikers in the deck, so you want a way to end the game. And you can also use it on your leader. I was going to play 2 Space Crack in Time as well, but I actually didn't have them. I forgot to ask someone to borrow them before I went to Canada, so it was whatever. Ended up working out anyway. For Temporal Rescue Trunks, I use this as my super combo versus like decks like Shenron Gogeta, or decks where just they wouldn't awaken me, anything like that. or they wouldn't put me down to 4 life or something like that. Like if I could get myself down to 6 with a pan or something, or any way to get myself down to 6 at least to awaken and start filtering cards to drop. This was just live more often than Roshi would be. Then I played 4 Super Saiyan Vegeta and 4 Super Saiyan Goku. So I like this count because you want to obviously see these for your fusion, as well as having a vanilla engrave lets you flip, and it's a 20k for your Krillin. So you always want to have a 20k engrave. So played 8. I think it works out. I don't think you need that many 30ks because realistically you can just keep bringing the same one back unless they warp it anyway. And you're only going to have like 2. Like if you get 3 30ks on board, like they're probably in a bad position anyway because that means the other 2 lasted 2 turns of swinging and stuff. So I played 4 Krillin. So Shad, who's another one of Danny Hype's teammates, if you guys don't know, super chill guy. He helped me make this deck the morning of the event because I forgot some cards for the deck I was gonna play. So him and his team, Anthony McCullough, they play 3 Krillin. A lot of people play 3 Krillin. Yes, FR Goku does really good. It's really good versus card. The new Supreme Time is pretty good versus card, but for 2 energy, getting a 15k body that kills one of their 1-drops pretty much, and special summons a 20k is just so good. This card is insane. Like I just can't see myself not playing 4 of it. Like every single time that I played this card, I was like, this is just amazing. 2 energy, get 2 bodies. 4 Deborah. So obviously there's no real significance with the difference between this and Mass Saiyan. One, I think the card looks cooler. Also, it's a very niche interaction, but Great Saiyaman's a Saiyan where if they play that black Mass Saiyan where both players have 15 or more Saiyans between their drop, whatever it does like a life, this does not count as a Saiyan. That card sees almost no play, so it's an extremely niche situation, but there's no reason to play into it. I went up to 3 Gogeta. Some people play 2. I felt I would definitely wanted to play 3. Card's just too powerful. You can charge it, you can discard it if you need it, and you pretty much want to play it every game. So definitely 3 Gogeta. I definitely would recommend anyone to play the deck to play 3 Gogeta. 1 Beyond Darkness Demigra. You obviously have a good amount of black cards in the deck. So this just is another finisher where you can just drop this down and just end the game, especially versus decks like Janemba and stuff where you just rip a bunch of their cards out of their hand and it's hard for them to bring cards back. Obviously this is better versus Janemba because they really can't get off the board at all and they lose their entire hand, but Demigra is super powerful as well. And the last battle card is 1 Fu the Dark Banisher. Shout out to Shad for this. He told me to main deck this card versus Janemba just because, well, it's just good versus in other situations as well, but versus the Janemba matchup, it's so good. So this was super good versus Eric, and I forget my opponent in top 8's name, but he was playing Janemba as well. Really cool dude as well. But this card was putting a ton of work versus those matchups. I played 2 Objection. I was gonna main deck 3, but space is just a little tight with the deck, so I went with 2 in the main. You need this going second versus Shenron and Gogeta. You want it going first versus Shenron and Gogeta because they are going to Objection. So you want an Objection as well. And then versus the mirror match or anything like that, it just helps you be able to Gogeta faster or just ramp up some energy. It's good versus Chain Zeno if I ran into that, anything like that. So I thought it was a good main deck card overall. I definitely would continue to play it in the deck. 3 Sensu Bean. So this, I believe, might have been that Fu. I might have cut a Sensu Bean for a Fu. I don't 100% remember, but originally my friend who was using the deck was doing fine with no Sensu Beans in the deck, and I was like looking through the deck. I'm like, yeah, there's no Sensu Beans in here. So I was like, I'm putting Sensu Bean in because it helps me extend plays and stuff like that. I definitely use it offensively more than defensively in this deck, but it's great for extending plays, especially like on turn 5. It's a card that's going to go to drop, and it allows me to play like a pan, swing, like Rip a Life if I'm at 7 to go to 6, and like combo cards to Gogeta and stuff like that. 4 Power Burst. This negate is just insane. 1 energy or sparking, and you can go pick up your Goku or your Android 8 from your drop or warp just back to your hand. This card's super, super good. Obviously, seeing a ton of play right now with all the black leaders like Toa, Shenron, and Goku that are running around. The last card, 4 4-star balls. Um, Actually, I think this is what I cut for the Fu. I think I originally had 5 of these because normally I play 5 4-star and 4 Goku, but I ended up, I think it was cutting one of those for this Fu just to have that versus the Janemba matchup. But there's a few times, obviously, I didn't see 4-star versus those other matchups, but I didn't. This was not in my hand when in those matchups, so it's not like this card would have been 4-star. But the fifth, I can definitely see a fifth 4-star. Just to make sure that you have like 9, even 10 ways to get 4-star. That's what like you've seen people play in the past. And real quickly, just to get into the side deck, it wasn't super crucial throughout the weekend, but it did come into play a little bit. So 1 8-raid, that was just like Green Broly, or anything else where I felt like I needed more negate, stuff like that. Then right here, I got 2 TNs versus Janemba, and any other blue or red leader really. 1 Mass Sand. This comes in versus the mirror match to clear their board of little guys and stuff like that, or any other decks that play a bunch of little guys. 2 Crisis Crusher. This card, mirror match mainly. Any other deck that plays a bunch of 1-drops or any rogue thing that I ran into, where it would be helpful. And this is, again, the Shad Fu package, 1/1/1. Dimensional Banisher Fu. This is for Green Broly. Or, I guess, Red Gogeta if I played versus that. Scientist Fu. This is also for Green Broly. I would put this in. It's a 1-drop 25k that helps you seal the game because they take a lot of their own life. So you can like play this, swing, and have that like they have to use their Broly's effect on it. Like you combo up to a decent amount and they Broly affect it, and you can play something else and swing or swing at your leader and like champ and kill them, something like that. So it's just it's another way to seal the game for cheap energy. Or if you just have in your hand, you swing, combo a bunch, and they kill your thing, or you swing and they kill your thing. You're like, okay, I'll play Fu now and punish you for that. So that was Shad's reasoning on that. Also, shout out to Jordan Markle. That's his. I forgot to return that at Atlantic City, so I'll give that back to you this weekend, Big J. And then this was for the Janemba matchup. Just put in another one so to make sure that you see it, because it's so good in the matchup. 2 Zarbon. This is if I played against Victory Strike. I did not end up playing against Victory Strike, but this would put it in so I could have this Android 8 Goku and be able to kill their Victory Strike. I don't think main decking yellow for like this and Mutaito is worth it, so I just put 2 of these in the side. 2 FR Goku for the mirror match, and any other super aggressive decks, but pretty much for the mirror match. And then MVP card, 2 Mufuba, because this card is great versus Shenron Gogeta, and that's a bad matchup, and I ended up playing 2 of them and winning both those matchups. So definitely shout out to Mufuba, because that definitely helped in that matchup. So that is the deck. It's not anything too special as far as skills Goku decks go. Most of that is pretty standard. Maybe the ratios, the Fu main deck, a few other things, objection main deck. You don't typically see that in a lot of lists. But for the most part, the deck is pretty standard. You're going to play the same vanillas, obviously, the Goku, the Android 8, which some people choose not to play the Android 8. I personally just like the option of board removal because the deck doesn't have board removal. And there's no really great like blue. You can play 5-drop Gogeta, but on 5 you don't want to play that guy. You want to play Gogeta 7-drop like 95% of the time. If you have the option, like Gogeta 7 is almost always better. So I just ended up cutting the 5-drop from the deck and just that was where the 3rd 7th slot came from, is because I played a 5 before. But anyway, until next time, I'm out. Later, probably tomorrow or the next day, I should have up Scott Dashy's announcer deck profile that he used to place top 4 at the Montreal Regional. So you guys definitely want to check out that spice. It's a lot better than his opponents expected. The juniors are just so good. As soon as those cards were previewed, we talked about it in the podcast. If you guys check that out, the junior's super powerful combo, and with announcer, you should put a ton of pressure on it. And they draw cards. The announcer draws cards. It's just a great deck that people don't see coming, and it's definitely a lot of fun to play. So if you guys have those World Martial Arts tournament booster cards, you guys should definitely check out Announcer and play it at your locals, and maybe take it to either Richmond or Pasadena coming up this month before Set 7 drops in August for the next set of regionals. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.